every time the seasons change, I get this overwhelming urge to cast on all the new things. So what I've been doing these last few weeks is fighting this urge. Sometimes I've won and sometimes I have lost. And that is what this episode is going to be all about, because this is the monthly roundup of March, and I will tell you about the things that I have finished, the things I have been working on, the things that I was supposed to be working on, and what happened with that. Today I will not do planning ahead for April, because I have quite recently released a spring knitting inspo episode, and I call it spring knitting inspo because I'm not going to be able to knit all of those things. It's just inspiration, things that I like and find cute. So what I've been planning to do over the next month is to do an actual knitting plans video for spring. So what I am actually going to knit during this spring, or at least really try to. And for that reason, I will not be talking about my plans for April in this episode. Okay, let's get started. I have finished 3 things in the month of March. I do have 1 day left, but I don't think anything is that close to being finished so that I will be able to do that. The first thing I finished is the winter hag hood from Drops Design. And I haven't knit a Drops pattern in a while because I find that they're not very easy to understand. But this thing, I've seen this kind of thing crop up everywhere, and I thought it was really cute. I was not sure whether it was going to suit me, however. So that's why I went with a free pattern. I have knit this in Adlibris Cloud, which is a blown yarn. I will put it on, and I have come to the conclusion that this is not for me. I'm still gonna wear it because it's nice and warm, and I really like that it has a hood and a scarf in one. I mean, if my hair peeks out, it looks a little bit better. The thing is, this comes in 2 sizes, and I made the bigger size, and as you can see, the hood is way too big, so I should have made the smaller size. This also has a pattern, a knit purl pattern in it, but I wanted to do it in all over garter, so that's what I did. I think that when you use the scarf part, that makes the hood a little less huge, but I mean, I'm gonna just... Yeah, that's weird. But yeah. You start knitting this panel here. Then you pick up stitches on the sides and just knit back and forth until the hood is done. And then you pick up at the back neck. You can't see it now because I tied it. And then you just do 1 scarf part at a time. In the pattern, you're supposed to cast on stitches for one of the parts, and then cast on stitches for the second part, and then sew those together. But I didn't do that because I think that was unnecessary work. So what I did was I picked up stitches in the first scarf part and just knit the second one from there. And this has an I-cord edging all around it that you knit at the same time as you're knitting the rest of the scarf. The I-cord around the hood is picked up and done afterwards. I really like the color. The yarn is nice and fluffy. It is a bit scratchy, to be honest. I think this is an alpaca. This is quite a cheap yarn, so maybe that's why it scratches. I don't know about the pilling yet because I've only worn this twice. I did wear it today for a walk in the woods, actually, and it was quite nice. But yeah, as you can see, this is not really my style. I just wanted to try it out because I've been seeing it everywhere. The second thing that I finished was a hipster hat by Petite Knit. That is my first hipster hat that I have made. I made it in a Järbo yarn, the Mellanraggi. Unfortunately, I don't have the hat with me, but I did take pictures that I will insert. I haven't blocked this hat, so that's why the the lines where the decreases are a bit wobbly, but I will fix that with blocking. I really like the yarn with the little pink and grey dots. This is an all over tutu ribbed hat. I really like how the decreases are placed on the sides of 2 knit stitches, and that forms this cross on top of the head. I made the biggest size, which is the men's size, because I have a huge head, and it is still a little bit tight, to be honest. But I will wear this hat and I will stretch it out and it's gonna be fine. I think I made it long enough. I can fold the brim over and it looks pretty nice. And I also like that it's flat against my head and there's no tip on top of it. The third thing that I finished in March, I am really happy about, because this is my Kylie pullover, ready for the weather to warm up. I started this in June of last year, and then I put it aside because I wanted to knit things with wool once it started to get colder. But look at this. This is an all over cable and lace sweater, and you knit the same pattern all over the sweater. The sleeves are just knit straight all the way with no increases or decreases, but it does form a bit of a bell sleeve, which I really like. This is a drop shoulder construction that you start at the back. So you knit back and forth until you get to the end of the armholes, and then you start knitting in the round. And the sleeves are later picked up and knit in the round. Before autumn was here, I had finished the body. So what I have done now is I've knit the sleeves. The first sleeve I started already at the beginning of the year, I think. And the second sleeve I just finished. I really like this piece. I think that this pink is probably not my pink, but I'm not going to care about that because I just know that I'm going to love this sweater so much. This was a fun pattern to knit, but since it is repeated all over the sweater, you get tired of it. So I guess that's also one reason why I had to do this, not all at once, but just a part here and there. And the edgings here, this is a 1-1 rib on all the edgings, the hems and the cuffs. And then it's bound off with an Italian bind off, which doesn't look as neat when you're working with a plant fiber yarn. I mean, the mistakes, or it's not really mistakes, but the unevenness shows a lot more than in a wool yarn. I think it's still acceptable though. But she does have another alternative for the edgings, and then that is like a garter edging, which doesn't have an Italian bind off. So if you don't feel like that, there is an option. I feel like I'm going to be really happy with this. I haven't had a chance to wear it yet because I just finished it, and the ends are not sewn in, as you can see. But I will give you a review later when I've had the chance to wear it. I mean, it is a little bit cold to be wearing it yet, unless you have like a long-sleeved sweater or turtleneck or something like that underneath. Okay, so super happy that this is finished. The things I was supposed to work on, I had picked 2 UFOs and 2 works in progress that I wanted to work on during March. The UFOs was the Snefald shawl that I have been talking a bit about before, and nothing has happened since. So this shawl is knit in the round. I just started the stranded color work. These are little bobbles. And the next round is going to be with 3 colors. I got a tip from a viewer that you could just knit with 2 colors and slip the ones that are supposed to knit in a 3rd color, and then on the next round you knit with only that color and slip the other stitches. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I just haven't felt like picking this one up again, but I am excited about a shawl knit in the round that I'm then going to cut open. This is knit in svensk ull, which means Swedish wool, from Järbo, and this is the 3-ply wool yarn. Looks like this. I am working with 4 colors. These are 3 of them. The 4th one is the medium gray that is here. You can see that this is darker than, or maybe you can't. I hope you can. This one is a little bit darker than this one. The next UFO that I wanted to work on is the ballerina wrap top from 2 of Wands. I haven't worked on this one either. I mean, the reason that I haven't touched any of these UFOs is that I had a work in progress that I was a lot more excited about, and I will talk about that later. But this is the ballerina wrap top. This is a top-down raglan construction. You can see the raglan here. And I knit this holding 2 strands of yarn together. It is this Järbo bamboo Raggi, which is a wool bamboo blend. There is a bit of nylon in it too, because this is a sock yarn. And I'm holding this with garn, tynn, kidsilk, Erle, which is a silk mohair in this nice variegated pastel-y color, which is just perfect for spring because I was feeling the pastels. As you can see if you have watched, or you can see if you do, or you could see if you have watched my spring knitting inspo episode. Yes. So I hold these 2 yarns together, and I have started to make increases for the wrap, but this is just stockinette back and forth. Nothing really happens. Not that intriguing of a knit. So none of my UFOs have been touched this month, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. Fortunately, I did work on the Kylie, which makes me feel a little bit better that I also finished it. The whips that I was supposed to work on was Kylie, which I did, and the Auguste cardigan. And I have to say that I haven't touched the Auguste cardigan, and there's a good reason for that. And I can actually show you. It's over here. I am knitting this in Sandnes per Gynt in this white color, because a cabled cardigan in white. How nice is that? This is very simple. It's the same cable all over, and then there are some just plain stockinette parts, and all this is there is a purl stitch between all these sections. I feel like I'm so close to the camera you can't really see my knits, but the thing with this is when I put it on, and this is a raglan as well, it has these really nice cables in the raglan increases as well. But what happened with this is when I put it on, the cables just make it scrunch together so much that this is quite tight. So, I mean, let me see if I can try it on so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, and it is really tight on me, and I don't really know why, because I picked a size that was supposed to fit me, and I don't think I'm that off gauge, actually. This is slanting here quite a bit. I don't know if I can block this into behaving nicely, but well, when I saw this, I just lost all my interest in it, and I didn't want to pick up for the sleeves because that's starting a new thing within, and that is hard enough as it is. I haven't decided what to do yet, if I should try and block it and hope for the best, or if I should just give it to my daughter. I haven't even asked her if she wants it, so I'm just gonna let this sit for a while, be angry with it for a little bit. Other more enjoyable things that I've been doing in March is knitting on my sweater number 20 from my favorite things knitwear, and this is like a dream. It is so much fun. Her patterns are immaculate, and like what one of you noticed that I had made a mistake in one of these 3-part cables, and I mean I knew that as well. Unfortunately, I just pretended like nothing was wrong, but what I actually did was I ripped back and re-knit it, and it's mostly correct now. No, I mean, the one that I had made a mistake with is correct. I may have, like, in these tiny cables, there might still be a mistake or two, but I don't think it really shows that much, so I just left it. Luckily, I didn't have to rip back too much. I mean, it was, the mistake was after, no, I don't know, maybe I'm lying to you. It was after the increases, so I didn't have to do any more increases after I ripped back, which was good. I feel like you're getting too far away. I am knitting this in Drops Daisy, which is a non-superwash merino yarn that I really like. It is quite soft and nice to work with. I'm holding it together with the Drops Kidsilk in this icy blue color, and they are a perfect match. I know that some of the Drops Kidsilk can be a bit scratchy, but this light blue one is actually really soft. So the whole thing comes together really nicely. So as you can see, this is a V-neck sweater with lots of different cables in it. It is a drop shoulder construction. You start at the back, then you pick up for each front, and I am now knitting in the round, as you can see. The thing with this is that you need to concentrate, because otherwise you make mistakes, like I did. So this is not really TV knitting. You have to just focus on this, which I haven't always done. But yeah, it's a really enjoyable, and I mean, I can't wait until I get to wear this beauty. Yeah, so really happy with this. Another thing that I've been doing is actually something I haven't told you about yet. At least I think I haven't. Because I am knitting a no limit sweater for my youngest daughter. I already made one for my older daughter. This is years ago, but she still wears it because it's quite oversized. So she hasn't grown out of it yet. So now little sister wanted one. She is not as okay with crazy colors as her bigger sister. So she has actually, I mean, I picked out all the oddballs of yarn that I had in my stash. Not all, but the ones that I thought could be acceptable to her. And then I organized them into different colors. So I have a pile of blue yarn, I have a pile of neutrals, greens, reds, pinks. Yeah, you get the idea. And then she got to pick which yarns to that I should work with each step of the way. So now I have finished the body, and it looks like this. And there are, ooh, I have been dropping stitches here, but never mind, they're easy to pick up. I am knitting this on 9mm needles, so it's like really big needle. I have to hold this in front of my face because otherwise you can't see the whole thing. The body is finished. I have started one of the sleeves, and I can show you the sleeve actually because it's here. So this is the sleeve. I had to add some colors to the sleeve because, yeah, sleeves are generally longer than bodies. So this is the first sleeve, and she's been picking the colors, and she's been picking the order of the colors. And this is a really fun knit that grows very quickly. And the reason that I haven't showed it to you before is that I always keep it with her, since she's picking out the yarn. I never knit on this when she's not present. Unless she's picked a color and I can just work with that. So that's why I haven't shown it. I had to swap out some colors because I wanted to use the same, and she also wanted me to use the same colors in the sleeve as in the body. But some of these I was out of, like this one is not the same as this one. This is actually a blown yarn, while this is a really thin wool yarn that I'm holding triple. But I mean, it's close enough, and she was okay with that. This yarn I also couldn't find. This is like a fuzzy mohair thingy. I don't think it's a silk mohair because it's not that soft. I had to swap for, let's see what this is, 2 different wool yarns here. But I mean, they're kind of brown. They're a bit more different, but she's okay with it. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. It works up really fast. But I do have to consult her every time I need to change the color. So that's why it hasn't been finished. What else have I been doing? Yes, I did get to go on a yarny adventure. I went with my friend to a yarn shop way out in the countryside, about 45 minutes from here. And I had been there once before, but I was really excited to go because there was a yarn I bought there that I needed to fill up on, so to speak. And that is the Isager silk mohair. And because I don't have a yarn store nearby that sells this yarn, and I didn't want to buy 1 skein of silk mohair online and then have to pay for shipping. And because I have been making this, the simple thing, scarf, shawl, shawlette probably, and it is in this mohair that I'm holding together with a Knitting for Olive merino in this baby pink, I think it's called. I think it's cherry blossom actually, yes. So I'm holding these 2 together. I had 1 skein of each, and I was going to make a scarf with just 1 skein of each. The problem with this was that the increases were quite rapid, and this turned out to be quite wide, which meant I would not have been able to tie this around my neck if I had only used 1 skein each. This second ball I got from a friend who had made a sweater in this exact color, so that was great. I didn't have the mohair though. And now we finally went there so I could buy the mohair. So, and that's why I've also been knitting on this. You can see that I had knit to here, and now I'm starting the decreases. So I've just knit a little bit on this because we were there yesterday. And I mean, this is not going to take that long to finish. I feel so happy when I have a project that I can finish within a reasonable amount of time. And with the 20+ whips and UFOs, I just feel like I need to finish some things, even though I'm so excited to start new things. So that's why I need to focus. I did start one thing lately that I shouldn't have, and that was because I saw that Caitlin Hunter now was publishing her Nordic Bloom pattern that is from a Line magazine book. I think it's called Nordic Knits or something like that. Now she was publishing this pattern on its own, and I have been eyeing it because it's so beautiful. It's a cardigan and a vest, and I bought the pattern and there was a 20% discount, which was great, so that's why I bought it. And I couldn't help but start knitting on the vest because I have been talking about vests. I've been wanting to knit a vest, and I haven't done that yet. I didn't have the right yarn for this. the yarn is the yarn you're supposed to knit it in is a lot thicker than the one I picked. But I had an almost sweater quantity of Rauma finull in this pink and this grey. So I think I have 6 or 7 balls of this grey, and I have 3 balls of this pink. And I thought that if I make a size that is quite a bit bigger than actually fits me, then this could work. So this is knit bottom up with this beautiful floral pattern. So these are the bottom leaves. There will be 2 more leaves, and then there will be a flower up top. And I think that these yarns look really nice together, the dark grey with the light pink. This is, of course, a steeked pattern. Here is my steek. It starts out with a 1-1 rib. And this is as far as I've come. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I really like stranded colorwork knitting. It is a lot of fun. You just want to do the next round and the next round and the next round. So this was me casting on something I wasn't supposed to, but I am really happy that I did, because I am yet to make myself a vest. And I think that this is going to be really pretty to wear over a dress or something like that. I had planned a new cast on that I didn't actually cast on, because I cast on other things instead. And that was byxan, which means the trouser, from Erle in Berlin or Wool and Beyond, from her book Stitch by Stitch, or Maska for Maska as it is called in Swedish. The yarn I was going to knit with is this Adlibris Nordic, which is 100% wool yarn. It is a worsted weight. And this is definitely going to happen. There were just other things that I was more excited about, because I mean, a pair of trousers, that's going to be a labor of love, especially if you have legs that are like 2 meters long. But I promise it's going to happen. It didn't happen this month. Then I had also decided to finish the retro button dress that I've done some surgery on. I haven't touched it. It's just the whole fix your knits thing. It's just so boring. I know I have to do it, and there's just so little left. But okay, I will make you a promise. I will finish it before summer is here. This is my solemn vow to you. It will be done by summer. And summer doesn't start until June, so I think I have plenty of time to be a good girl. That was all I had to talk about today. I hope that your spring is nice to you and not raining on you like it has been here today. And that you get to knit all the things that you want. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice one. Bye bye.